Okay, so welcome. This is Pedro. Hope everything's well with you. I just decided to take some time and record this video. I'm going to put my microphone here in a bit, and from now on, we're just going to wing it. One of the things that I've learned is that we tend to procrastinate because we want to make sure that everything's so perfect, everything's like done, and like right now, perfect example. My son is coughing in the background. You'll probably hear that. But anyways, so basically I'm setting everything up because done is better than perfect. And that's something I want to talk to you about. In this journey to actually start the business and get it running, I noticed that my perfectionism really got in the way. It's like you want everything to be like so perfect, so done. And in doing so, you start to do something called paralysis analysis, where you're paralyzed because you're waiting and analyzing and everything has to be so great, so perfect. And in doing so, you're only harming yourself. So today's task, I already have a couple of funnels that I built that I need to edit. And I'm a little sick, so I sound a little bit funny. I always sound funny anyways, but today more than usual because I'm sick. And this is part of the archive. I think today is May 5th, 2019. It actually is. And what I'm going to do is every morning I'm going to record a video on what I have set for that day. And then at the end of the day, we'll recap and say, okay, so I was going to do this, this, and that. This is what I actually achieved. And I think you should do the same thing. Every morning, set a goal, or the night before, set a goal of what you're going to do the next day. Like, for example, today I'm going to record 10 YouTube videos with different topics. At the end of the day, I'm going to say, well, I recorded 10 videos. I use in this case, I'm using two phones. This is my iPhone. And if you don't have two phones, that's okay. Or maybe you can use your wife's phone or your brother's phone and have one on one stand. In fact, I'll show you the stand right there. One is on this. Very simple. Nothing out of like the ordinary. And with this one, I'll show you this. So if you notice, nothing really out of this world. You know, keep it simple, stupid, or keep it short and simple. Or keep it simple, stupid. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep it simple. These funnels, I've taken months on creating them. Like, in fact, let me share a little bit of the story. So when I got started, like I said, I got started with a cleaning business. Me and my wife were going to start a cleaning business. And we decided, you know what, this time, we've done other businesses in the past. Let's do it right. Let's start with a coach because we don't really know a lot about cleaning. My mom used to do some cleaning services when I was younger, and she would take me and I would help out. But I've never started a cleaning business before. And yeah, my wife has been cleaning forever. I'm sure your wife or you have been cleaning forever, and it's really not that difficult. So I thought, yeah, but the business aspect of it, let me hire a coach. So we paid this coach, like I think it was like $4,000 for like 90 days of constant coaching. There were some modules included. I'll be honest with you. And it's funny because people say, I'll be honest with you. And I was like, well, you weren't honest with me before, but I'm actually saying this. I'm always going to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. In fact, I'm writing this, I'm not writing, I'm recording this just like if it were for me. Like, hey, Pedro, this is what you're doing. This is what you want to do to move forward. But I know it's also for you. So hopefully you're a person that's either in my shoes or wants to start their own business. And I'm sorry, I haven't written this. I'm going to do a better job of writing, at least an outline of what I'm going to be talking about so that I'm not like all over the place. But I think this is keeping it real. That's part of our core values, keep it real. And so back to the topic. So my wife and I, we decided to start a cleaning business. And we hired this coach, worth every penny. We learned a lot of how to run a business properly, how to create the systems, the marketing, not much the marketing, but the mythology behind all the steps of running a business. And I've had businesses before. I've had successful businesses. I've had crappy businesses. And that's more in my origin story. But the long story short, we hired this coach, and we learned about this thing called ClickFunnels, which is awesome. Because one of the things I learned with that coach is that you have to have systems in place. Systems for everything. System for managing your business, system for running your business, a system for starting your business. And with this coach, his name is Mike, I learned how to run a business. But with ClickFunnels, I learned how to market the business. And interestingly enough, both things I learned from him. Because I started investigating what he was doing to be successful. I mean, this gentleman and his wife own a business where they coach hundreds of people. And you can imagine, if you do the math, like when we started, there were like 60 people already in, maybe even more. And he charges $4,000 per person for a 9-week thing. So if you do the math, that's, in fact, let's do it right now. What is it, like 24 grand? Anyways, it's a lot of money to do in 9 weeks, and you multiply that by many times. And so I started thinking, man, this guy's very successful. How does he do it? Let me investigate. I put my detective hat, like I said in my orange story, and I took the part. I love Sherlock Holmes, so I was investigating. What is he doing? How is he doing it? And one of the things I found out is that he was using ClickFunnels for his membership site. He was using it for marketing, landing pages, and setting up like a funnel, like a sales funnel. And I was like, man, let me give this a shot. So hesitantly, I clicked on the 14-day trial, and it was like, boom, this is awesome. I mean, I could see, it's like seeing behind the curtains of something that's being done. Usually you see things and you don't know the details that go into the actual implementing or creation of that system that you're seeing it. I mean, it makes it look so easy, but when you see behind the curtain, you actually see all the machinery that's involved, all the systems. And it isn't hard. Anyone could do it. But if you don't know the system, how are you going to do it? So I started on ClickFunnels, and my mind deviated. I was like, well, you know what? Since I'm going to be marketing anyways, to be able to get this cleaning business, why don't I just teach other people how I'm doing it? And that's what this is about. This is about teaching people how I'm starting these 3 businesses. I'm starting a cleaning business, a real estate business, because I'm a realtor. I've been a realtor since 2004, and that's another story. And how I'm going to run the cleaning business, the real estate business, and how I'm going to launch the marketing business. The marketing business is this. This is marketing. I'm going to teach you the tools, the techniques that I'm using so that you could actually start implementing in your system. And the goal of everything is like to be able to help people that were in my spot. Back in the day when I wanted to start a business, I didn't know how to get started. So I wish I had someone that could take me by the hand. Now, fortunately, I had the money to hire coaches, which I have like 3, I think, right now. But back in the day, I didn't have the money to do so. So how can I share my expertise, what I'm learning, for free with you? So there are 3 ways you could do this. One, you could actually follow what I'm doing on Facebook, and we have a page. The second one is going to be a membership site for people that actually have purchased ClickFunnels through my affiliate link, and that way you can start to implement what I'm doing in ClickFunnels. Now let me be clear. You don't have to buy anything. Like, you can just follow me and I'll share with you what I'm learning. I mean, I'm going to share that anyways with you. The second people that actually purchase ClickFunnels will be able to implement, because you'll be, imagine watching someone do something, but you don't have the tools to do it yourself. I mean, it's good if you're just getting a feel for how he's doing it. That's perfect. But sooner or later, you're going to need the same tools. And you can look up free tools. Like, instead of doing Actionetics, like what I use for mail campaign, you could use Aweber, which is a cheap option. It's like $20 a month. You could do, in fact, I'll put some links in there, because you could also get paid with affiliate links for Aweber and things like that. MailChimp is free. And you could do things of that nature. Landing pages, you could use lead pages, you could use WordPress. There are cheaper options. But what I've learned is that's okay if you don't have the funds or you start generating the funds, but sooner or later you want a system that has everything in it so you're not running all over the place trying to get things done. So I went with ClickFunnels. I purchased the complete package. It's actually $297 a month. I paid 6 months in advance, which I think was like $2,000. But I got actionated funnel scripts, which helps me write my scripts. I got traffic systems, which helps me market it on Facebook and other Google ads, for example. I mean, it has like a whole bunch of traffic methods. I think it's always 100 ways that you could traffic your business. I purchased in that group. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll include the link. You can find out for yourself. So I'm deviating. I talk a lot. I'm sorry, but I have a lot of information. I've learned so much, and that's actually been a problem, believe it or not, because my topic today is procrastination, and that's why. Paralysis analysis. When you have all this information, you've been through so many shiny objects that instead of starting, you see that shiny object and you're like, oh, you know what? That's going to help my business. I should do that. That's going to help my business. I should do that. That's going to help my business. So you start getting like distracted with all this training, and thankfully I have the money now to purchase these trainings, but back in the day I didn't. But hey, there's so many free trainings out there. You could also have the shiny object syndrome just with free YouTube videos. So I ended up taking 30-day challenge, 30-day course, 30-day this, 30 days, 9-week training. And I've just wasted January, February, March, April, May just taking trainings, which is good because you're creating a great base foundation of knowledge so you know what to do when you need to do it. But the problem is you can get so distracted learning that you actually don't do anything with it. It's like they say, knowledge is power, but is it really? I mean, what power do you have if you're not able to use it? So the application of the knowledge is true power. You could have all this knowledge and information, but if you're not doing anything with it, what are you achieving? Zero. So what I learned today, and my wife and I were talking, is like, you know what? We have all these systems, all this coaching. Let's start doing. I have these funnels. So this is the plan. I have multiple funnels already set up. I'm going to share with you in some recordings. And what we're going to do is let's work with what we already have. Let's start launching, see if we can get some money in. Let's start doing some ads. And these other trainings, like we have one that's a 90-day challenge. It's not a 90-day challenge. It's more like a 90-day training. And what it does is it shows you how to start from 0 to 90 days and create some leads. In fact, you generate like 100 leads in 90 days with this training. So I'm going to share that with you also. I'm also going to be doing Funnel Builder Secrets, which actually helps you step by step set up your ClickFunnels. And that is an awesome training. That came with the $2,000 package. But I'm also going to be applying the cookbook, which will help me with the actual funnels. And we're going to be applying 30-day secrets. Now, this is awesome because basically what this does is it's about 30 top 2 comma producers, 2 comma meaning like, yeah, you're making over, like, add all those zeros and a 1 at the beginning, 2 commas, you're making all that money. I'm not great at math, but I think it's millions of dollars. So we're going to be implementing all these cool stuff. But the problem is this was so much information. I was like, okay, where do I start? I don't know. Because another thing I did was the One Funnel Away Challenge. Now, this I definitely think you should do. Because you'll get some insight into this that you won't be able to get anywhere else. You're getting like Julie's training, Steven's training, Russell's training, all in one. And you're throwing a lot of stuff at you. Like it's a boot camp. You have to do like day 1, you have to do this. Day 2, you have to do this. And it's fast paced. But before you get it, actually talk with me because I need to give you some tips, or maybe I'll record a video explaining what you need to do, because it's a great program. Don't get me wrong. But there's trial and error. There's a way you should do it. Like first you should start with ClickFunnels. Get familiar with the system. Now, I will say this. If you're short on money, like let's say, money's tight, don't get the 14-day trial yet. Look at my videos, get familiar with how the system works, start doing it in your head, and then when you have the money, or how would I say this? Don't start it, because once you start it, that 14-day window starts running, and if you're short on money, you're going to end up missing out on productivity because you're still becoming acquainted with the program. Just look at what I'm doing, get familiarized with it, and start running it in your head. So when the 14-day trial starts, you could actually be already familiar and have in your head, okay, first I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, and you can implement much faster than just starting from scratch. I think that's my advice. But then once you do that, then I would do either Funnel Secrets, which is awesome, and then I would do Alpha. Yeah, looking back, that's how I would do it. Because Funnel Secrets, Funnel Builder Secrets shows you how to do the funnel and the reasoning behind. But Alpha will give you some insight of why you're doing what you're doing and what's the logic and the sense behind it. And it's only $100. So it's way worth it. The training that you get in one video easily is $1,000. So multiply that by 30. You know what I mean? For $100, it's just, you can't get that quality anywhere. And I think they do it because it's like something that we'll talk about. It's a value ladder. A value ladder, you start low and you start offering more value as you go up. And if you see that value for $100, you start thinking, wow, how much is in the next step and the next step? It'll make you want to buy more and more, because it's all about value. It's all about providing decent, extremely high value. And that's what I learned from Mike Campion. I should have mentioned his name. But yeah, Mike, he's a great coach. I learned a lot about him. The reason I didn't want to mention his name is I don't like talking about other people. In fact, I'm going to edit how much he charges, because out of respect for him and his wife. But they're a great coach. Go to YouTube. If you're starting a cleaning business, I definitely recommend them. Best training ever. And I've been taking training since I'm 24, and I'm 43 now. So that tells you a lot. I paid a lot. I mean, I paid thousands of dollars. I'm sure you have too. Like if you started at an early age, the training you start to amount, if you're like me, I'm a nerd. I like learning new things. And you start accumulating all this knowledge with the years. So I have a lot of knowledge. But the problem is this. It goes back to knowledge is power. Is it really? Because if you have all this knowledge and you're not applying it, is it really power? No, you're powerless because you haven't implemented anything. So that brings me back to my topic on procrastination. You get all this knowledge and you start analyzing, I should do this, I should do that, I should this. And in the end, you end up doing nothing because you're analyzing so much, you get paralyzed. You're like, so what we're going to start doing in order to combat that is today I'm going to relax a little, enjoy time with my family, with my son, with my wife. But there's going to be a point where I can still do things like my son's playing this video game called Days Gone, which is awesome, by the way, if you're into video games. And he's playing, and I'm just going to watch him play. My wife's going to chill here with YouTube videos. She watches like all these channels, like cooking channels, health channels. She's really big into Instagram and YouTube, and she's a nerd. Like, she beats me. You can talk to her about any topic, especially health-wise or medicine-wise. Oh my God, sometimes I learn something, and I say, hey, do you know about this? And yeah, this means this, and that. And I'm like, man, so much. But it goes again today. You have all this knowledge. What are you doing with it? And what are you doing with the knowledge and your expertise? It's about time that you show other people, right? You can only grow so much. Tony Robbins says part of the human needs is personal growth and contribution. And it gets to a point where you can grow so much, but where are you contributing? So part of this video is exactly that, how to contribute, how to give back. You receive when you give, reciprocity. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be sharing with you how to start your own business with knowledge you get from people that charge thousands of dollars. You're going to get this knowledge free. And I'm excited for you. Why? Because I wish someone had given me that when I started. So I wish you the very best. I wish you get to be successful. Because if you're successful, that means, hey, I should be successful as well, because you're following my advice, and tweak it to your own. Obviously, everyone has your own expertise. Everyone has, like, I might lack something that you're very good at, and you might lack something that I'm very good at. But there's something called synergy, where 1 + 1 = 3, 5, 7. Why is that? Because when you work on your own, you can only accomplish so much, right? But when you add another person to the equation, and you actually start to, how would I say that? To complement each other, you end up doing much more than you could on your own. Someone's asking me, are you planning on doing OFA again? No, I'm not right now, because of the Chinese object syndrome. So, okay, so what are we going to talk about? Digressing. So what's the plan for today? And I'm sorry this video has been extended. I'm going to try to keep it short, because I talk a lot. And maybe if I do it short, I'm not rambling as much. I'm not talking about a lot of topics. I'm not boring some of you. So if I keep it short, straight to the point and subject, maybe I'll do a video about rambling. But the other videos are just going to be short, like 14-minute videos, 10-minute videos, so you could say, okay, this is what we're doing today, and start implementing. So this is what we're doing today. Today, I'm going to fix my funnels, the ones that I already created. One is for pro marketing pages. The other one's for real estate. And I'll put the link below so you can start seeing where it was at. Damn, the problem is, you know what? I'll copy it so you can see the before and the after. So what I'll do is I'll copy the funnel. You can actually clone it, and that way it'll have a different link. And I'll keep the old one so you can see the before and the after. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And I'm going to edit it so that we can start launching it tomorrow, maybe. And yeah, so that's the mission for today. Nothing majorly complicated. And you'll see the before and the after. And I'll get that posted up. Any questions, feel free to share below. I'll monitor this channel on a time-to-time basis. You can also go to my page, and we'll monitor it there. And thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy these videos, and I hope that we could actually go through this journey together, and I'll see you at the top, like Zig Ziglar used to say. Okay? Have a good one.